Team NBS Media presents The Mask Podcast.
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Well, if you want to say everybody tuning in to another episode of Mad Podcast, I'm your host, Mark, my co-host. Oh, Caveman, what's going on?
What's up, everybody?
The last 2 weeks, one has been a relationship, the other has been the first one. What was the episode?
That was the entertainment. We did a lot of hip hop that episode.
It was the one with me. It was the one like this. Is talk sport. Wow. Well, on this show, we're going into also Greg having that my audio is choppy over here on what's going on. I'm trying to get that right. Meantime, show off real quick. I want to bring my friend. So Greg, welcome to the Mad Podcast. Greg first on the show, but he's always Greg, say hi. See Greg to the point. Man. What we're gonna do, there is nice first topic. You know what? I'm just gonna play the video first. Just go from there before I jump in. I want to know what y'all think about this. Sooner or later. Here we go. Now we want.
Why would you like time to take the last? You had only seconds left. T-Mac, you thought it was disrespectful not to include Kobe, but Tom
is even more disrespectful.
Kobe fans, you need to sit down and listen to these facts only. We have a great chart here. Best field goal, game time, go ahead. League average is 20. The league average is 20. Kobe Bryant right above the average at 27. Got Dirk at 34. Kobe Bryant is a shot taker, not a shot taker. He has over 1,000.
Wow.
Much his
Kobe
career
right now.
And Dirk is only 30.
So
Hearing Rudy get.
Now, the reason to put that up there is, I think, like Greg and I in the chat, we talk a lot the eye test. And nowadays, you have reporters or analysts, whatever you want to call them, in their mind, more about Michael Jordan than Scottie Pippen know more about Jordan. Had an issue with how can someone on the couch tell me more about the person that plays next, like with Jordan. So in this guy's mind, Rudy, most clutch performer in the history of the NBA. Best bullshit. This is Rudy talking about. But in his mind, in his couch mind, Rudy Gay clutch. And T-Mac up there. Who do you listen to? The analyst or the former player? Greg, we start with you.
As long as that former player doesn't have that ugly Celtics thing, because as you can see, I'm a Lakers fan. As long as it's not a former Celtic player, I'm going to listen to the players.
All right. What you want at, Greg? Oh, sorry, Rick.
Yeah, I'm kind of torn on that one because I'm going to tell you when it comes to guys like I'm going to take any former NFL player over anything Skip Bayless says on TV all
Oh,
day.
please don't mention. Do not mention Skip. Please. You know I'm a Cowboys fan, and Skip Bayless is not a Cowboys. He was a reporter down there, yes, but he was not a trusted source. He never has been. He never will be. He's just an idiot.
That guy's going to parrot whatever he feels is going to get him the most views.
Yep.
He's just going to say what I've watched so many times. He'd say one thing one day, a game would happen, and he'd say the exact opposite, man. Stand by your convictions if that's what you really think. You can never trust guys like that. So I'm going to trust the guys that used to play the game.
He has no convictions. He has no
Right.
no morals. The guy is a scumbag. So
All right. Put a stamp on it. Yeah, exactly. I've never cared for him.
If you guys want to see the real truth about Skip Bayless, go on to YouTube, hit Mike Fisher, who has been covering the Cowboys for the last 34 years, and you see what he says about Skip Bayless. It'll be the end of the story.
Skip. It goes back. It's like when how can I say this? When we evaluate players, if you're making your 5 greatest players, certain people are left. Analysts will all back and forth that is this player, this player, this player. When you got former players will say no, it's this player, this player, this player. I don't know how to rate a player sitting on to a shack with certain players, Pippen, Bill Walton, who played with certain. How can Bill Russell Havlicek is a bum?
Well,
how can you say that?
This is the whole ridiculous part of this is when these kids come out and say that they're the greatest of all time. Hello, you kids have never played with the hand check. They have never had the hand check. That was a totally different game in the NBA before the hand check rule got eliminated in 2004. So if anybody wants to say that Kareem or Magic or this guy or that guy wasn't any good, okay, you come out and play my game with the hand check, and we'll see how bad you really end up being because you have no idea how harder that NBA game was compared to today's game.
I agree. I totally agree. Rick, said.
Well, it's kind of the same thing when it goes to football. I mean, the NFL has created a game that gives the wide receivers so much room, so much more comfort, so much more of a cushion. The guys are almost scared to play defense. You can't compare. I'm not saying the guys of today aren't as talented, but I would not want to see any of these guys today, as small as they are. You know, you got guys on the field that look my size. I mean, 5'8", 5'9", 190 pounds. I would not want to see them going over the middle against like a Troy Polamalu or Ray Lewis, and they just get laid out. I mean, those guys were career enders. The games was just a little bit more physical back then.
I agree.
The NFL has changed everything to the offense's advantage, bottom line, and they've now included the tackling that they just got rid of again this year. It is so ridiculous to try to play defense now. It is just ridiculous. And all this is because the TV networks love offense. That's all it comes down to.
Well, I mean, we get into the point of like they want offense on the field. They want to see these high scores. They want to see these huge stats so we can see records being broke. That's all they care about. They want people to tune in to see records being broke.
Yeah, that's the bottom line, and it's taken away from the game. It's even worse because the way that these college kids are now playing the game, which is that spread offense and all that other nonsense that the NFL does not do. No matter what people say, they don't run the spread offense that the colleges do. That's why these quarterbacks who are going to come out in this draft, not a damn one of them is going to be ready for the regular season. Not one.
Yo,
and that includes Caleb Williams, kids. He's not going to be a good starting quarterback to begin his career.
All right. No, this next topic is came up with. We have seen the last couple of seasons, especially with football, are bad. Not bad. Let's say missed calls or board calls. Do you think the decide games, or the players are deciding the games? Rick, topic.
Oh God, this is such a chaotic conversation to have, because the refs these days in every sport have seemed to get worse and worse every single year. And I think if I'm being 100% honest, I think the refs have too much control over games. I'll go all the way back to the documentary you watch on Allen Iverson, and you see the clip from time to time that comes up where he pissed a referee off the game before or early in the game. I can't remember which one. And they called him for every ticky-tack foul, every little thing. He looks over at the ref and goes, "How long is this going to last?" And the ref just shrugs his shoulders at him. If those calls aren't being called, if the refs don't influence the game like they say, that doesn't get called. You stick to what you feel is right and wrong in a game.
Well, the NBA has had such horrible officiating for so many years because they have the superstar call. If a superstar does something, he gets away with it. Shaquille O'Neal committed more offensive fouls than you could shake a stick at every single night, never got called for them. Just because of his size, he was going to commit a foul. But he didn't get called for them because he was a big man, and so you don't call him against that. Larry Bird, Magic Johnson, all these big names from all the past would always go to that free throw line because the networks love that point. They love seeing the points. And it was so ridiculous.
And you can't even narrow it down to one sport. Because, I mean, the biggest thing you see all over right now is Angel Hernandez in the MLB. And he's missing calls 6 inches off the plate, man. And they're not even close. I understand close calls. It's a live game. Close calls you're going to see missed all the time. But when you're 6 inches off the plate and you can see the catcher move his glove back that obvious, you're missing calls, dude. You're influencing games.
Go back to the TBS days of Maddock and Smoltz and Glavine, and those guys were so far off the plate, it was still called strike after strike after strike. I mean, that was stupid.
Okay.
All right. Yeah. I look at it. One game of mine, of course, what was it? The Rams missed defensive pass interference. What game that year? Is that the game Rams won the Super not won the Super Bowl, but it's to the Super Bowl?
They went to the Super Bowl that year.
How the hell do you miss that call?
Because it's a human condition, and here's the problem. We get 23 different views of every play. The networks again come in with all their camera angles and all this other, and they show it slow. They don't show it back in real time. It's all slow-mo. So when you see this slow motion stuff, you now have the controversy.
True.
And I think the biggest thing right now is the leagues aren't going to do anything about it. They're getting their money either way. I'll tell you the only way to fix it in professional sports is if you can find a player for conduct detrimental to the team or to the league or whatever, you could do the same to the ref. You can't tell me you can't. 2, say we talked about Angel Hernandez. If we have a spot where they announce who the umps are going to be before the game and people don't show up to that game and they start losing money, that's when you're going to start seeing the change being made. But until they're still lining their pockets, nothing's going to change.
No, and the NBA was just as bad with their official who Donaghy there with his gambling and all that other nonsense that he did. Yet his best buddy, Scott Foster, the guy that he was on the phone with all the time, is still an NBA referee.
Mm-hmm.
All right. All right. Moving on. This next topic. Yeah. How life has for me. Care about Texas is. I never cared about the NBA. I really didn't care. Women's college basketball. I'm not going to say it was because of Caitlin Clark. Damn, it intrigued me. But I also, if female, the you walking, Angel Reed or LSU didn't. The WNBA went down last. Say some crazy. Indiana Feed the pick. He picked Caitlin Clark. Was it Chicago Sky?
Yeah.
7 Angel Reed. I'm looking at when I woke next morning. I'm thinking to myself, why the Andy Fever don't get a phone call Chicago and be like, I make a trade. You give me, your, and I give you 2 at the end of my, we suck. Maybe some considerations. That way I can read and start and team. This is shit that in the NFL every the NBA on 12 maybe. So that's as far as robots. Just for the king, just for I couldn't interfere in a trade night that Clark is on the same team. Greg.
So your audio was cutting out on me, but
oh damn.
The WNBA draft last night?
Yeah.
And is it why Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark aren't teammates?
Yeah.
Because they needed more money for Chicago than they did in Indiana, I guess. This whole WNBA draft was kind of interesting to watch last night. I watched about half an hour of it and all that. Okay, but the whole point with these players is that they are so much better than the men who are playing this game today. It's not even funny, and these ladies deserve a whole lot more money than what they're getting.
Oh my God.
I mean, you see what Caitlin Clark is pulling in for the WNBA. I don't care. Go play in the Ice Tees League there, the 3-man league. Make your $5 million and tell the WNBA to kiss my ass until you pay me a salary that I'm worth.
I agree. Not even $100,000 per year.
Nope.
Well, what the hell? And then what made it even worse? This I can't. Hold on, I'm about to pull that up right now.
Yep, there it is.
Oh, no. What is that?
Yep.
What is that? That is one of the most and that is the number 1 draft pick. And then when you look at it, they all making about the same amount. Because I was looking at Angel Reese and I'm like, damn, even at the 7th pick, she's making the same. I'm like, hold on now, and so to add more injury to insult, they announced that they're looking to expand. How can you expand when you can't even pay your players? Lord.
Toronto is going to get a WNBA team. Last year they sold out that game in a heartbeat. And north of me, up here in Edmonton, they sold out the Seattle LA Sparks game in minutes. And that's the LA Sparks and Seattle Storm, who are not good teams. Neither one of them were playoff teams last year.
Man, this is, like I said, this season, I will watch some of the games because I'm also intrigued. For one, I would love to see what Clark is going to do in Indiana. What they did with Chicago with Reese and am I pronouncing the name right? Cardoso? Am I pronouncing it right?
Yep.
Like we talking Twin Towers over here.
Oh yeah.
Like I'm like, damn, that's why, as a person, we write rumors and and mock drafts and things. I'm like, man, y'all couldn't get enough phone to make a trade, yo. Y'all could not pair Clark and Reese on the same team and just rake in that money. But like you kind of need them. It's like you pairing Magic and Bird when they first came out and said you can't do it because you need them somewhere to collide.
Yep.
So, I mean, I get it, but in about a year, I give it 2 years because when you get Juju in the league and you get Page in the league, they about to change this whole WNBA culture right now that we have been ignoring for so long. Like I remember, like even in the chat, we talk so much about the women's game that I don't even think we even mentioned the men's championship game. I think Greg mentioned a couple of times, like, hey, UConn. I think UConn going to win. Other than that, it was like, yo,
that's it.
More exciting to watch.
It is. It is far better to watch these women play basketball than the men. The men are so much bigger and all that other stuff than we are, right? We can't do those things that these women are able to do. That's why I've always said to guys who watch the pro golfers, okay, that's a different animal. If you want to watch people play golf like I can, you watch the women play the LPGA. It boils down to the hockey. Mark, you saw that article I wrote about the 5 top stories of last year, right?
Yeah.
All 4 out of the 5 stories were what? All women.
True indeed.
I mean, they're far better to watch.
More fundamentally sound.
Yep.
As well. But like I say, I WNBA this season will have my attention. And then, real quick, we jump to the next topic. I'm like, yo, wait a minute. The season about to start, correct? So these women get like what? 3 weeks off? They just played for the damn national championship. Now they about to start the WNBA. Like, damn, there's no break. So I mean, I'm curious, man, just because you got the Aces who just won back-to-back. New York Liberty, gave them a run for money, but then you got Clark and Cardoso and Reese. Like when I say new blood, man, look. I don't know what's going to be this year, man. The WNBA or the NBA. I don't know. Man.
Well, you know that little punk that plays basketball there at Dub Nation, the guy that everybody says is the greatest shooter.
Why you call him a punk?
I can't stand that organization. I can't stand Dub Nation. I can't stand them because guess what? He wouldn't be the scorer he was in the hand check era. I'm sorry, he just wouldn't have, right?
Don't worry, Greg. We getting on them later on. Don't worry.
Okay,
we get
on them. Come the NBA All-Star game next year, he's gonna get his ass kicked by Caitlin Clark.
Oh damn!
Because Caitlin Clark shot 56% from the NBA line this year. 56%.
Damn. That's crazy. Man, that's almost my numbers right there. You know what I'm saying? Nah, don't pay me the mind. That was a good one. All right. We're going to switch gears to a whole nother sport right here. And it said that Joe is not on this show right now because this is his squad. And the sad part, I'm sorry, I had stats, but I kind of left them in the other room. So sorry, I took all my time writing them shits down earlier today and leaving them in the other room. And I feel like getting up, and so I'm going off the top of my head right here. So the numbers gonna be wrong. Sue me, y'all. All right, the Yankees. We all know their lore. Greg, go easy on them. They're the Yankees. They're like the Lakers and the Celtics of baseball.
They are the evil empire of baseball.
True indeed. Now they got this, I guess you could say young guy, Aaron Judge. Will he, like, my issue with the Yankees and Judge is he doesn't have the players around him. Like the Yankees had the core four. Posada, Rivera, Jeter, and holy shit. The fourth he's who the hell is the fourth one? Posada, Jeter, Rivera,
Paul O'Neill,
and the fourth guy.
That guy.
Yeah.
you could name any other Yankee outside of those top three guys, and they would be the fourth guy on any given night. They had a loaded roster.
And what was so good about them is that they came in together, as amateurs, and and Steinbrenner and them built the championship dynasty around them. Judge doesn't have anybody like that. They keep trying to sign free agent after free agent, and you hate to say in baseball. I mean, not hate to say, but in baseball, you need that team chemistry. But if you keep bringing in a Juan Soto who signed for 1 year and did the parts, Stanton who just sucks ass since he got to the Bronx, he's going to depart. There's no one backing up Aaron Judge. So Greg, how do you see his legacy playing out over the course of his career?
Aaron Judge is a fine ball player, okay, but he's not this superstar that everybody makes him out to be. None of these guys are real superstars in the game anymore because they all just go for that home run ball, the home run ball, the home run ball over and over and over again. It is so ridiculous. Do these guys not understand how to take a pitch the other way?
They do not.
They don't. Like I watch the Blue Jays up here play every night, and Bo Bichette does know how to hit the ball the other way. I mean,
I love that dude, man.
He's a master.
I love that dude.
Yeah, but he's the only guy that does this. Everybody else pull, and try to hit that home run. Well, Yankees, the Judge, of course, he has that tiny little fence there that it's 287 feet away. Yankee Stadium needs to be rebuilt. You put the real ballpark numbers on those clowns, and they'll be nobodies.
Damn, Greg.
I hate the American League. I hate the American League game. I do. I've despised the designated hitter when it started in the 70s. I've still despised it. I want the double switch. I want pitchers hitting. I want baseball the way it should be played.
Rick, what you got on Aaron Judge legacy so far?
Well, I think you kind of hit the nail on the head there for a minute. If we talk about Jeter and all of them coming up, those guys won, and they put fans in the seats with small ball. Guys that could hit. It didn't matter. A walk-off single to them was just as good as a walk-off home run. You still won the game. You still did the right things. It's kind of like I compare it to the San Antonio Spurs, man. They were great every year without the greatest players because they played fundamental ball. That's not something you see in today's. Again, same thing we've been talking about all show. It's all about stats. It's all about the big numbers. It's all about the records. You got these guys swinging for the fences every single time they come up the bat. It's like, dude, get on base or that home run doesn't matter. You're down 7. You need more than one run.
I want to know who's taught these pitchers how to pitch these days, because whoever they are, they should all be banned from baseball forever, because it's all about this spin rate nonsense that they come out, and these guys' arms aren't designed for that. Your pitching ability comes from your damn legs. It's not about your spin rate.
I'm with you. I'm with you. I don't know what to think. Andy fucking Pettit. That's his name. That's the fourth dude.
Andy P.
Andy Pettit. I knew it was gonna come to me sooner or later. Andy fucking Pettit. But I know, like, even living here, man, I pass the stadium a lot on the train. And I know how these fans are. You got the Mets on one side, then you got the Yankees on the other side. Mets. Any Mets fans in the house? Where's Monty? Monty not watching. So Mets fucking suck. Call it what it is. But for Judge, you gotta win. I mean, you gotta at least walk away with at least one, bro. Or like Greg said, for him,
they don't have a roster that's going to take a World Series title. I'm sorry.
No, as much as people dog out Cashman or whatever, Cashman understood, but he also understood. Let me go get them arms. I need some horses on that mound. These, like Greg said, these new dudes, they don't care about the pitching. They care about the home runs.
Yeah,
that's it.
I'll jump in there because I've watched it over the years, and someone told me this stat the other day. From 2010 to 2020 was the first time that the Yankees have not won a World Series in a decade span. It seems like ever since George passed away, the team has not been what it was, and everybody could say, "Oh, they bought their championship." Well, no. See, the difference between a team run by George Steinbrenner and the team being run now is he went out and, he paid for a lot of money for a lot of good players, but he paid for the guys that were going to put asses in seats, okay? He paid for the guys that can do a little bit of pitch, we're the best pitchers out there. He paid for the guys that can also hit the, home run as well as get on base. He put his team in the best position to win by spending money, and so that's how you invest in your team. But these guys these days, they don't care anymore. The ticket prices are through the roof. Baseball used to be a sport of the people. You used to go there on an afternoon and it didn't cost you an arm and a leg to get in. Now it costs, who's got money like that to see more than one or two games a year at $150 a ticket, And it's all because we pay to see these guys break records now, and we pay for these bloated stats so we can charge through the roof. You can't watch games like that anymore.
Indeed. Look, I agree. If the game is over $10, I ain't going no damn where. Don't give a hell. If that's the case, I'll ride on a Ford train all day long, just keep going right past the stadium and see what I can see. I ride that bitch up and down, up and down.
You had more fun at the bar across the street.
I went to one game at the new Yankee Stadium when they built it, and that was enough for me. Because their fans are so belligerent and all this other nonsense as well, right? And it of course happened to be against the Red Sox, so they were all up that much more and all that other nonsense. Give me Chicago and St. Louis playing baseball. That's baseball to me.
Oh, not the Cardinals.
Yes, the Cardinals. That's the number of World Series titles after the Yankees, the Cardinals.
All right. Now let's get to, I guess, a sport that I know you two guys are very passionate about. I'm more of an NBA dude, but, I still love my Eagles. But we're going to talk about some football for we're gonna take the best football topic for last because I can't wait for Greg to jump on this one. All right, so we got this all season. We had I can't even freaking count how many moves we had. One of the big ones was the Chicago Bears finally moving Justin Fields for literally a bag of chips and a soda. Like, there's no way in hell a top pick should be moved for what, a 6th round pick that could become a 5th round pick? What the freak? But
I think the highest it goes is 4th, depending on playing time, which he's behind Russell Wilson from what they say right now. So I doubt, unless Russell Wilson comes out and stinks right out the gate, I don't think he's hitting that playing time mark.
I mean, when the news drop, and once again, Greg knows we talk about this 10 times a day. And I think me and Greg, I said, he probably won't go nowhere. He probably going to stay, But do you think that Chicago made a mistake in handing over the keys to, which is going to be Caleb Williams, or should they have given Justin another year?
The Bears made a huge mistake. You could have still taken Caleb Williams and as your number 1 draft pick and let him sit behind Justin Fields. Put some more pressure on Justin. Okay, that's fine. But Justin Fields was just fine as the quarterback of the Bears at the end of last year when he finally got a line in front of him. That's always the key to that everybody misses. Is they're all focused on what the quarterback does, what the quarterback hello, there's 10 other guys on that field that have to do their jobs too.
Yeah.
I will agree. I don't think Justin Fields got a fair shot in Chicago. I don't think anyone gets a fair shot in Chicago. I think they are one of the worst teams in the NFL for developing quarterbacks. I name me the last great Bears quarterback. Was it you're going to throw Jay Cutler in there as
Oh no, I go even further back. It's a guy called Sid Luckman who played in the 1940s who still has Bears records. He still has Bears records.
Right. So I don't think whoever is in charge over there of evaluating talent at the quarterback level has never done right by any single quarterback that they've brought in. And they've never really built around them. The Bears have always been a team of defense. That's all they've ever cared about. Take a look at their stats. I mean, you got it pulled up right here. Who was the best player on the Bears? Who was their best receiver last year?
DJ Moore.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep. And where'd they get DJ Moore from, right? They got him from the Panthers.
Yeah,
they did not. They didn't go out and get. They don't know how to draft. They didn't go out and draft a player or anyone that can do anything to help Justin Fields out. They went out, got one player, said, "Hey, we did our job. Sign the check. We're good."
Good point.
They're just their biggest player. I mean, I'm sorry. They went out and got Chase Claypool, who was traded midway to the season for the Dolphins, and he played like 2 games. Like they've built the Bears. I feel like personally, they always build their team around potential of what this team could be, and they never put together a solid nucleus.
But then it's like at the same time, it's like, all right, you watch this kid last year. I mean, he kind of, injured. He didn't play a whole 16, 17 games. But he showed growth because once again, he had DJ Moore. Like, you gave this dude a reliable number 1 receiver. Like, damn, he can play.
Yep.
So now you go get what Keenan Allen. So when we looking at that, we like, oh shit, Justin Fields about to go off. All right, let's ship his ass to Pittsburgh. Now you're about to bring in a dude you know nothing about, who can be. I mean, I don't care if you're number 1, number 2, number 3. You can be a bust very easily. You can become the next Ryan Leaf very easily. Mm-hmm. So I don't.
I'll give you a number here.
Okay.
Only 2 of the last 19 drafted quarterbacks in the NFL are starters. Only 2.
What the hell?
Yeah.
What?
There's only 2 guys of the last 19 quarterbacks who have been drafted in the NFL draft who are starters.
I'm going to go with Tua and the kid in Jacksonville.
That's right.
Trevor Lawrence. Yep.
Trevor Lawrence and Tua Tagovailoa are the only 2 starting quarterbacks in the last 19 guys who have been picked because Kenny Pickett's no longer a starting quarterback. The kid that Wilson and the Jets, no longer a starter.
Wait, Justin Herbert's in there.
No, he's in the last 2 years.
No, because it's Justin Herbert is outside of that. He's a year ahead of this.
So out of 19 quarterbacks in the last 2 years, only 2 are starting?
Yep.
What the fuck? All right. I'm sorry, I don't mean to laugh at
this just goes to show you why I always tell these guys in the room, Mark, stop worrying about your damn quarterback.
Well, that's just it. Then the NFL is weird, and they throw money at quarterbacks like it's going out of style. You're not fixing a team with one player. It's few and far between. You got these guys who basically have an all-star level team down at the college level who get inflated stats and who look 10 times better than they're ready to be. And then you put them on a team that has no offensive line, They have very limited talent around them, and you want them to go out and fix the whole organization. And you're like, here, do it on day one, your rookie year. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, it is. It's totally stupid because Patrick Mahomes, guess what? He stayed behind Alex Smith for a year. He stayed behind the starting quarterback. Oh, and Patrick Mahomes is the only guy to have ever led the league in NFL passing in the regular season to win a Super Bowl. He's the only one.
Damn. But shit. Oh, well. Wow. I couldn't know what to say. Look, my thing is, and for Christy, if you're listening, I really, really, really do hope that Ryan Poles made the best decision. Because if he didn't, and somehow this kid goes to Pittsburgh and puts them on his back, and brings them somewhere where Chicago should have been. You had this dude for 3 years. Every year you kept saying, let's give him weapons. Let's give him weapons. Then y'all start doing it. You actually started doing it. Then you say, you know what, fuck him. Yeah, let's get that guy from out there from out west. I really hope, honestly, you know what, fuck it, I'm going to say it. I hope he comes in. I hope he sucks. I hope he's a fucking bust. Because I want to laugh at Chicago so bad because of what you did that I really want him to fail. No, that's wrong, but that's what I want. I'm sorry.
Well, I mean, he did go to that fight on school.
Yo, Greg, we having no love for these schools,
man, I can't stomach the Trojans. I'm a Notre Dame guy. I can't handle the Trojans.
You mean with a
and what did Notre Dame do?
Did
Notre Dame do to Caleb Williams last year? They beat him up.
Man, this is about love. I'm sorry, Chicago. I just want y'all to fail. Not y'all fail. Oh yeah, hell yeah, I want y'all whole damn team to fail. Sorry, Chris, nothing personal. I'm saying I don't like it, man, because the kid wasn't proven, yo. I just thought that shit was wrong. You finally get my man. He would have had Keenan Allen and fucking DJ Moore with his legs.
And if they had listened to me in that very first mock draft that I did, Mark, who did I say they should be drafting first overall? Marvin Harrison Jr., the wide receiver from Ohio State. And oh my God, Justin Fields would have had a beautiful life.
Now they gave it to this dude with the fingernails, and let's just see how this shit goes.
Oh no, I'm not talking about no fingernails. No, they can do whatever they like with their fingernails. That's fine and dandy. It's what they actually do on the field that counts.
He's gonna suck ass. Sorry, no, I'm sorry. He might be good. Like I'm saying, we're for it though. I mean, you do great shit in college. He can come in and be the next Matt Leinart. Like, I mean, fuck, I know. You from USC. Anything. Carson Palmer played like a good couple of years. Then he stuck the field up later on.
Sam Darnold, Matt Leinart.
Oh shit!
All of those clowns come from that fighting fight on school.
Keep forgetting Greg. Don't like them dudes that much, bro. Greg be hardcore on them dudes. Oh boy. All right, Greg. This right here is pretty much.
Oh, here we come.
Yeah,
oh, here we go. Oh, we're gonna go off.
I'm just gonna sit this one out. I'm gonna sit here.
No. Rick, hold on, Rick. I gotta explain to you. Let me see. Greg is not bad. Yeah, I mean, but you run into some of these Cowboys fans, yo, who just don't fucking stop. Greg is not one of them. I give him that. I tell him that a lot. You are not one of them fans. However,
no, I'm not.
You are lumped into that category because you are a Cowboys fan.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, brother, but my thing is, and I saw it. What made me come up with this topic, Greg, is that I was in one of the chats the other day. I think it was like NFC East rival chat. It's the whole NFC. So, they just shit talk all day long. So dude was like, "Hey, you haven't won something in 25, 30 years," and dude reply was, "But we got more Super Bowls than y'all." And I'm sitting here like, dude, what the fuck are you talking about? What have you done lately Why are you still stuck in 1996? It is 2020 fucking 4.
Yeah,
That's
but
the
in
first.
2017, all I ever heard from Eagles fans was, "Well, we won the 1960 NFL championship." Okay, I mean, come on, that's just fans being stupid about it.
True. So Greg, what is? Oh shit! All right, I got to get myself together before I ask this question. What is the issue? Almost 30 years. What is missing?
It's the owner and his idiot son. Stephen Jones, the chemical engineering degree from Arkansas. Yeah, okay, he really is qualified to be to run an NFL team. This guy is the dumbest SOB on the planet. I don't care what anybody says. Jerry understands football. He was on the national championship team in 1964 with Jimmy Johnson. He understands football, but Jerry also understands how to bring in the money. And Jerry has brought in more money to this NFL than anybody else, period. That's great. But guess what? It doesn't satisfy anybody in Cowboys Nation to not see the Cowboys back in the Super Bowl. And until Steven understands that would increase the overall worth of the Dallas Cowboys. I mean, they're already the most expensive team in all sports. If you want your billions to grow, you get them a damn Super Bowl. And your money is going to grow exponentially. But no, we don't do things like this. We hold off to deal with Dak Prescott's contract. And then Dak Prescott gets a 4-year deal instead of a 5-year deal. And guess what? We're now in another contract with Dak. Oh, good. CeeDee Lamb and Justin Jefferson are both eligible for their next contracts because they're going to end up with their 5th-year options if they don't, right? Steven wants to wait and see what Justin Jefferson gets before he decides what CD gets. No, you go to CeeDee Lamb and say, hey, this is what we're signing you for. That's it. Done. Get it over and done with. Micah Parsons, this great defensive end. Don't get me started on this clown. This guy has done nothing but go on to podcasts after they lost to the Niners and said, we should have beaten them and all. Really? You didn't do a damn thing in that game. And then when the Cowboys lost the second most points scored against a team in the NFL playoff history, 48 points to the Green Bay Packers, Micah Parsons had 2 tackles, and then he disappeared. He wouldn't talk to the media. Are you kidding me? That's why I wrote that article about cleaning house and getting rid of Micah, CD, and Dak. All of them. All of them. But no, we got to have these big names. No, you don't.
Well, I'm going to jump in there because I feel like that's been the problem is as much as Jerry Jones knows how to build a brand and as much as he might know about football, he has fallen in love with names. He's fallen in love with these guys. You got to remember, at one point, the Dallas Cowboys could have had Randy Moss. They were on the clock. They needed a receiver. Was one of the greatest receivers to come out in the draft, and they're just like, no. I think they drafted a linebacker that year.
Yeah, but that's because they had a problem child still on the team who ended up getting hurt that year in Philadelphia, where those screaming idiot fans cheered him. Michael Irvin was injured, and those veteran stadium guys were all just clapping their way. Yep. We love that. That's what caused the big rivalry between the Eagles and the Cowboys. Before that, there was not this rivalry that you got now. There really was. It was always, for me, it was always the Washington Deadskins. Yes.
What the hell?
That's what they are.
But that's just it. I mean, I take a look at as a Dolphins fan. I love Zach Thomas. Finally got into the Hall of Fame. Absolutely. Jerry Jones went out and got Zach Thomas at the end of his career. He loved the name, and don't get me wrong, if you got him in his prime, he was a great signing. But Miami was like, you know what, man, his skills are declining. We got to move on. He went to Kansas City afterwards, played a couple years there, and then Jerry Jones went and got him. He falls in love with these names, and he doesn't put together that base, that nucleus, that 90s Yankees team where you have the star players.
He's fallen in love with Michael Gallup after an ACL injury and gave him a 5-year deal. Terrence Steele, after an ACL injury, got a 5-year deal. What in the... It is so stupid, this we love our guys and mentality that they have. And they don't ever bring in anybody who's ever won a Super Bowl.
They paid Ezekiel Elliott, and the next year he was cut.
Well, Zeke, that whole thing was another nightmare because Stephen Jones doesn't know how to negotiate contracts. That's the biggest issue.
Mm-hmm.
They just don't understand how to. Like, you look at the amount of money that the Lurie family has spent. $451 million, is it now, Mark?
Yeah.
And the Cowboys have now spent $11 million on free agents.
What? Yeah, I wasn't going to comment on that. Yeah, I was going. But I mean, but it's like Greg said, you got to go to CeeDee Lamb. You don't wait for Justin Jefferson deal. Go to CeeDee Lamb. Like, not because I'm an Eagles fan, but Devontae Smith. There was no waiting. Like, yo, he just signed what, yesterday or 2 days ago? Like, yo, we ain't got time for the bullshit. Let's get you signed, and let's worry about next season.
And they signed him to a fair deal, $25 million a season.
So it's like, boom, he done. What? We done. We good.
I don't even understand why we wait on these players. Because let's be honest, once we get in, any team gets in the cap freaking into a salary cap nightmare, they're restructuring contracts. They're making shit work. You're getting money funneled from somewhere. Just go to these guys, say these are the contracts. We'll adjust later if we need to, and go from there.
But the other teams move that dead money around. They just keep moving it around. The Cowboys don't understand that. They just don't get that. And it drives me bananas. I mean, they should have had a left tackle in place for Tyron Smith for the last 4 years. The guy played 8 years in a row without making an entire season. Like, okay, yeah, he's a great player when he's healthy. How often is he healthy?
That's a good point.
Good point. All right, so let's realistically speaking, let's take the fandom out. Can the Cowboys do it this year or not?
No.
And
no. There's no chance in hell. There is zero chance in hell. Because you've got Micah Parsons, who thinks he knows everything about football. You got CeeDee Lamb, who goes to the sideline and whines like a 2-year-old because he doesn't get the football from Dak Prescott. Well, Dak couldn't do anything to get him the football. They're so stupid. They are so dumb. How do you lose to the Green Bay Packers and give up 48 points? Oh, I'll tell you why. Because you let Micah go out and podcast during the week. You let everybody else run around. If I was running the Cowboys and they made the playoffs again, their asses are locked up. No wives, no girlfriends, no nothing. We're talking football.
Bringing the NBA bubble back.
Yeah, look, I mean, hey, look, Greg is right. For me, of course, I don't like them, but it is time for them to at least the fucking championship game, yo. Like, you got the talent is there, without a doubt. That loss to Green Bay, I don't know what the hell happened. I don't know.
Mike McCarthy is a horrible head coach.
Yeah, Greg, be going in, boy.
I've never been a huge McCarthy fan. I was giving him the benefit of the doubt when he came in, but I'm not a Mike McCarthy type of a guy. Dan Quinn was overrated as the defensive coordinator as well. Yes, he had talent, but guess what? There was nothing in the middle of that field. When you had to move Marquise Bell up to play linebacker, and Marquise Bell was the best linebacker last year, instead of being a safety that he's been taught how to play. This is where the Cowboys drive me bananas, because they get these players like Marquise Bell, who was an undrafted free agent, a UDFA, and they do this all the time. They are one of the best teams in the league at getting the UDFA player. but they don't use these guys properly.
All right. Let's see. Man, we've been talking for a minute. All right. So we're gonna hightail it to another. I ain't want to skip it. Well, ain't like time is running out or anything of that nature. But we're gonna hightail it. This is every sport combined. So we just call it what it is. This GOAT conversation. This came from the whole Caitlin Clark scenario. Was it Jay Williams?
Yep.
And I understand what he meant by that. Like, you can't be the greatest at something. You can't label yourself, not label yourself because she has never labeled it. The media cannot label anyone a GOAT if you ain't won shit. I'm sorry. If you don't have no jewelry, you ain't the GOAT at shit. It's the same thing when LeBron came there. Oh, LeBron's going to be the next GOAT. LeBron hasn't won a fucking ring yet. You can't label him shit. So when Caitlin was doing her thing and Jay Williams said what he said, I get it. I mean, he took a lot of hit because Caitlin is hot. She was scorching college basketball, breaking all kind of records. But the truth of the matter is, at the end of the day, shorty, you are fucking 0-2 in the championship game. If that was Jordan, we'd be quick to throw him to the fire. Like, oh my God, you ain't win nothing. You can't. So why are we any different when it comes to her? Greg, how do you feel about the whole GOAT conversation? Who has not won a ring?
I hate the GOAT conversation in any sport.
I know you do. I know you do.
It's the best of their generation, and that's what everybody should be focusing on. That is what matters, is when you played against the best of your era, that's all that counts. You can't go back and say that Magic Johnson was the best point guard versus Isaiah Thomas or anybody else, blah, blah, blah. Or even Allen Iverson, who didn't have to face Magic and all that other jazz, right? All this stuff is nonsense. It's utter garbage. There's only one GOAT in sports.
Me.
No. You. No. It was that big red horse 51 years ago who set the track record at all three races and has the Triple Crown, Secretariat. Outside of that, nobody's a GOAT.
Rick, how you feel about that? And when you answer, I'm coming directly for you, Rick, with my next point.
All right, so I know you guys know I'm a Dolphins fan, so we're gonna start this conversation with Dan Marino and
Dan, never mind. You took my point already.
But I'm gonna skip that. I'm gonna put that aside because I think there's logic for it both ways. Yes, the whole point of the game is to win a championship, to bring your team to that ultimate victory in the end of the season. But I think there's more to it than just that. When we talk about, let's talk about who right now would you say is the home run king, right? Barry Bonds, right? 72 home runs in a single season. He did that back in 2001, right? The 2001 World Series championship was won by the Arizona Diamondbacks. Did anyone take his record away from him? Say, no, sorry, Barry, you can't be the home run king. It's got to go to Luis Gonzalez, who hit 57 this year because he won the World Series. Before him, it was Mark McGwire. Mark McGwire hit 62 home runs in 1998, right?
Yeah.
The World Series champions was the New York Yankees. They didn't go to Mark McGwire and say, sorry, Mark, you can't be the home run king this year. It's going to go to Tino Martinez, who hit half as many home runs as you, right? We don't take away accomplishments simply because people don't win it all in the end. At the end of the day, those people are still given their awards, their accolades for what they've accomplished. Now, if you go an entire career without winning a championship, I think it puts a blemish on your legacy, but it doesn't take away from what you've accomplished in the sport altogether.
Oh, absolutely. I'll give you a guy who never won an NBA title, who is still my favorite point guard. I believe his name is Iverson. I don't care. He was my favorite player to watch. Bottom line.
But here's where I'll jump in, and I'll even take up the NBA for you. Mark, you're a big Kobe guy, right?
Yes, sir.
All right, Kobe Bryant is. If you got people that are gonna say Jordan, you got people that are gonna say Kobe. They're 1A and 1B, and probably 95% of people's minds. When we bring up Kobe Bryant in that instance, he won 5 championships, right? One of the greatest to ever do it. You know who else won 5 championships? Steve Kerr. Are you going to put Steve Kerr in the same conversation as Kobe Bryant just because he won 5 championships?
No.
There's
Not
a
at
difference,
all.
though.
But
Yes,
Steve,
Robert
What?
Horry got like 7.
right? But that's just it. Are you going to say that the 6th man on the Chicago Bulls, Steve Kerr, started 30 games in 15 seasons? 1,230 games. He started 30 of them. He's got 5 rings, and he's nowhere near the greatest of all time. Not taking anything away from him. He's not. You got guys that played on those Chicago Bulls teams that won 72 games and lost 10. Those guys, the 6th man, they might have played 7th man down the bench. They got their championship ring. They got some stats that year. Nobody's going to say that they're better than Karl Malone or Carmelo Anthony or these guys that haven't won rings. Just because they won rings does not put them in that conversation. You still have guys that went out there and had great careers that were stopped by the likes of Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant.
But you go back to those Bulls teams, right? And everybody says that he's the greatest of all time and all this other jazz. Okay. You tell me an organization in the NBA in that same era that could compete with those Bulls teams over a 7-game span, and there was none. There was none. That wasn't like that. No, because the Bulls beat everybody up. They beat everybody up for those six titles in between his baseball career. When they won their 3 and then those last 3, no team in that league could touch them in a 7-game series. That's not like when the Lakers had to deal with the 76ers in the early 80s or the Celtics, et cetera, et cetera. You had much better teams in the NBA, and you've had it again now that you've got the Bulls and the Warriors, not the Bulls, the Lakers, the Warriors, versus the Celtics and all this other stuff now. You've got good teams again. You didn't see that during that Bulls run. In the 90s, you did not see real good teams.
All right. I'll give you that. I'm still going down, Mark. Like, you got to win.
Yep.
And it's like, and I get what Rick was saying. Like, hey, you can't put Steve Kerr on the same plateau because he got the same amount of rings. Steve Kerr didn't carry the same amount of weight. So I get the rings, but he didn't have that weight that Kobe or Jordan had. That's a different kind of discussion right there. Like, you're the guy that they passing the ball to that can shoot a 3 with 2 seconds. You ain't no pressure on you. So yeah, you're going to walk away with some rings. Derek Fisher got 5 rings.
That's right.
This ain't going to no damn Hall of Fame. The weight wasn't on him.
But that's what we're saying. If we're only winning it by wins, I mean.
No, but I'm saying it's like I said with the Caitlin Clark thing, and even Dan Marino. Like when you talk about the greatest, the GOAT of NFL, they're normally going to go with the quarterback. Who's the greatest quarterback? They're going to say, oh, it's Tom Brady, it's such and such. Marino, like he's awesome, but that damn ring, you can't put him over Brady. Brady got what 6, 7 of them motherfucking things. Like I'm sorry, I love Marino. Marino's probably one of the best arms I've ever seen in my damn life. However, you could not get it done. I cannot put you in that GOAT, the greatest quarterback of all time. Like I said, different eras, but that damn Brady be in Montana, they just some different animals, man. I'm sorry.
But again, when Brady started winning his titles, that wasn't thanks to Tom Brady. It was thanks to their defense. I mean, I'm sorry. It's bottom line, right?
If anybody didn't watch that documentary, I suggest you go watch that damn Dynasty. That is one hell of a damn documentary right there.
Yep.
Well, let's talk about that. Like one more point to be made there. I mean, there's a lot of leeway given or should be given to these guys, because if you talk about the greatest of all time, you talk about what these guys did in investing in the team and sticking with teams. Like Dan Marino in his final years, if I recall correctly, it was Pittsburgh that was talking about trying to bring him in to win a championship. And he stuck with the Dolphins. He said, nope, I want to finish my career here. Same thing with Kobe. If Kobe chased what LeBron did and put together a super team, nobody would be talking about who the GOAT is right now. Nobody would be talking about, he'd have 10 championships. He'd have gone to a team, assembled them, won. He stuck it out with the Lakers to repay the team that drafted him. That doesn't happen in sports today. Everybody's chasing everything.
No, Jerry West traded for Kobe. Kobe was drafted by Charlotte.
Yeah, but that's right. Body Divock. Yep.
That's right.
Body Divock.
Right. All right.
Oh my God! Because I know I got a topic. This topic for Greg. I definitely got to see this topic for last. And I'm hoping Joe, because I know Joe might want to roast too. So I'm going to this topic right here because I just can't do this one. I gotta do this one. All right. So we got this NBA NBA playoffs play-in going on. This regular season, I don't know how to take it. I know Rick is not the biggest NBA fan because he roots for Chicago, so I really wouldn't put that out there in the atmosphere. That I'm an NBA watcher if I was you, because that team like hot ass. And then we got my man Greg. I mean, you can clearly see who he reps.
Oh, the 17-time champions, yes.
So, Greg, without me even knowing you were coming, she was going to come on the show today. I already had these topics picked out. You just happened to bump into the Cowboys topic. Now you're about to bump into the damn Lakers topic. Lakers are easily one of my most disappointing teams of this year. Before y'all kill me, I think we said in the room the other day, we did a graphic. I think it was Courtney who did it. What was it like in the last 4 years since the play-in? They have played in 3 of them.
Yep.
How the fuck do you play in 3 play-ins with supposedly the GOAT and Anthony Davis, Austin Reeves, D'Angelo? How do you do that? What the fuck, yo?
Because Darvin Ham sucks as a coach. That really hurts them right there. But the other factor with the Lakers is that they have just relied upon LeBron James way too much.
Yeah, way too much.
Bottom line.
Yeah.
He's the only guy in year 21 to average 23, 10, and 5. And he's the only player who's ever done this after 10 seasons in the NBA. No player in 11 seasons or more has ever averaged what he's done this year. Why is LeBron James still having to get that much done every night?
And
it's ridiculous.
And he was supposed to have been on a minute restriction this season, if I'm not correct.
Yep.
That shit went out the window like Game 5. Like,
but now, of course, heading to the playoffs now, Anthony Davis is getting the ball more. Oh, and that just scares the hell out of me because Anthony Davis is nothing but an injury bug waiting to happen.
I think he got hurt the last game of the season. Not hurt, but yeah.
Just like Joel. Just like Joel Embiid. I mean, I don't care.
Shit.
Joel
shit.
He's a very fine player, but I'm sorry, that body doesn't stand up to time.
All right. You know what? I ain't gonna disagree. There's nothing I can say about that right there. But all right, so of course the Lakers, because they went to the conference finals last year, so then they had a hell of an all season. So we like, oh shit, they about to do the damn thing. Okay, they sucked ass.
I wasn't excited by this new Lakers roster. I was.
Greg, don't too much excite you, Greg.
No, I'm sorry. They should have dealt Anthony Davis away from there. Get that body out of that building. I can't stomach that guy. And they should have done it after they won the title in the bubble. and they signed him to a new deal, they should have traded his ass out of there and gotten younger players through the draft.
All right,
But no, they don't do that. They don't do that. They make all these deals, and they have no first round picks, and they have no first round pick again. And oh God, here we go again. It is just the stupid mentality of the Lakers has always been to buy these players in again. I don't like that. I want them to go back to Showtime when it was Magic and Cooper and Rambis and all those guys who were all Lakers.
Sounds like you just call them the Cowboys of the NBA.
Yo, you just literally took the words right out of my damn mouth.
I do call them that.
So all right. So besides the Lakers, for me, who do you guys have as your most? Once again, I know Rick is not the NBA guy. So Greg, who do you have as your most disappointing team of the year?
I'm gonna just say it flat out. It's the Milwaukee Bucks with Doc Rivers as their head
Shit,
coach.
hell yeah.
That man, he's lived off that 2008 title that they won in Boston.
Yeah.
Why he's still allowed to coach is beyond me. It is just beyond me. Yeah.
I know you hate Doc. Yeah, I know Greg be going in on Doc, yo.
Oh yeah. Oh, I can't handle that guy. I'm sorry.
Oh, that is. I mean, to this day, I think we still don't really know what the fuck happened with their coach. Like, I don't know what their record was. What were they, like 12-5? I don't know. They had a winning record. And then you wake up in the morning and it's like, yo, Griffin is fired. You saying like, all right, did he screw somebody's wife? Like, what? Like, did he smack Giannis? Like, what the fuck did he do? But no one ever said. He
didn't pull any Ime Udoka stuff. He didn't do any of that.
You think it was Giannis?
I think it was Giannis. Yeah.
But you think Giannis was like, yo, fire him and bring me Doc Rivers, though?
I don't understand that aspect of it because when they fired him, who was available? All your college coaches are all still coaching.
Yeah.
Everybody else has got a job in the league. This guy that's on the sideline doing TV. And thank God, yes, thank you for getting rid of him.
Oh, yeah. You hated him on TV.
On Doris Burke knows basketball. Doc Rivers, shut up.
Yo, Rick, when I tell you Greg be going in on Doc, yo, it don't matter if he's coaching or commentating, yo. Greg be like, man, motherfucker, yo.
I couldn't stomach him when he was
I don't know what Doc Rivers did to him. But that should be personal. Greg be like, fuck this dude. All right, so yeah, I can agree with that. So even with time slipping, all right, maybe I should just go to the last Joe anyway. I really want Joe to get in on this right here. All right, like I said, I wrote down the notes, but I left them in the other room. So y'all gonna have to help me with the year if I get the year wrong. I want to say 2017. I don't know. There was a team who broke the Chicago Bulls regular season record of 72-10.
Oh, that's Dub Nation.
Oh shit! Here we go.
Yes.
You got him fired up.
Here we go. Now, oh my God, this topic is. I would say personally, I don't give a fuck about Dub Nation. I'm with Greg on this one. However, for the past couple of years, this slander of Kevin Durant has been going on. Maybe he deserved it, maybe he don't. But let's go back and let's figure out what really happened. This 73-19. Yes, they did win a championship the year prior. Why? Because Kevin Love and Kyrie Irving was injured. So they beat up on LeBron James and Matthew Dellavedova. Okay, cool. So they won a ring. Boom. Next year they come out 73-9. Oh shit, they about to run through everybody. They
No,
almost
they ain't.
lost. Yeah, they almost lost to Oklahoma City in the conference finals, but they poured that shit out their ass 4-3. Well, we're not saying nothing about that. We just totally forget that one. Then they get to the finals. They run through Cleveland, but you can't because Cleveland is healthy. But there's the part that pisses me off the most. They was up 3-1. Klay Thompson said some slick shit in the media. LeBron said, you know what? Fuck you. Came back and won 3 straight. They won the fucking championship. What happens the next offseason? Kevin Durant. I don't care what nobody says. Nobody in Golden State is making that kind of move without calling up Klay, Draymond, and Steph saying, hey, Durant wants to come to Golden State. What do y'all think? The fuck, they needed Durant on Golden State to beat Cleveland because they couldn't beat a healthy Cleveland with their big 3. I'm choking because oh my God, that shit pisses me off the most, yo. But Durant takes all the heat for that. Oh, you ran over there. No, nigga, I don't care what you say. They needed him. I still think they recruited him over there. They needed him. Because you cannot beat a healthy LeBron, Kevin Love, and Kyrie Irving, and Tristan Thompson, and that's in the JR. You couldn't beat them with that big 3. Durant came 2 straight championships. Would have been 3 if he wouldn't have got injured. Let's keep it gangster. Sorry, it was against Toronto. Sorry, Greg. But
don't forget the Raptors were ahead in every one of those games when Klay Thompson got injured and when Durant got injured. The Raptors were still beating the Warriors hands down. They were going to win that title. I don't care if Durant or Thompson had still been healthy.
Greg,
They were losing those games. They were losing those games.
Yo, I
That's the
don't
thing that
care.
drives me nuts about that's why the Dub Nation people really drive me up the wall. You were down to the Raptors when Thompson got hurt. You were down when Kevin Durant got hurt. The Raptors were the better team. That's it.
So, with that, and I think, and I remember saying it in the chat, and I remember you guys give me a hard time about it when I was like, Stephen Curry needs this ring. The one, I think it was the one against Boston. I was like, yo, Curry needs his ring. Oh yeah, but he got other rings. I'm like, this is a different ring right here, because the first one he got was against an injured team. I mean, you know, and the other 2 he got was with Durant. He needed that one by himself against a solid team. That's why I was like, yo, he really needs this ring. And he got it. So my respect for, Curry is, it solidifies like Kobe winning without Shaq.
But
he needed
that whole finals was just so horrible for me to watch because I mean it was Dub Nation,
shit, yeah.
And the damn Celtics.
Yeah, the Celtics, yeah.
Give me anybody in the finals but the Celtics. That's why I said it on Monty's show on Sunday, Mark. I've decided Joe has been writing about the Orlando Magic.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with the Orlando Magic to win the Eastern Conference. I don't care. I can't. Yeah.
What?
Let the Orlando Magic win it.
Nah, hell no. I'm still going my Sixers.
Oh, no.
What? We healthy. The end of the season, 8-game winning streak, the highest team in the league. 8-game winning streak. No one talks about that. Joel can come back. We have not lost a game.
Joel is not going to survive the playoffs.
I know that. Honestly, I would have set his ass down for the rest of the year, yo. I mean, it's like, because it's really not that important. Like, he could really fuck himself up. Just like, dude, just rest for the rest of the year. But they want to win that championship. But I would have set him down. I would have just took the abuse in the media. Like, yo, just sit your ass down, bro.
What was the second last game of the season there where he had to leave the game?
Oh, but he came back.
Oh, yeah. Here we go again. We go.
I was like, man, fuck this shit. And now we got what? Miami. Like, out of all teams, why we got to keep, like, this is, what the fuck? Why we got to go against Jimmy Butler again now? I'm so tired of fucking Jimmy Butler in Philly, man. Like, every time, what cares that? Every time I turn around, it's fucking Joel Embiid and Jimmy Butler. Joel Embiid and Jimmy Butler. Jesus freaking Christ. In Orlando, I love Orlando. You know, I ain't gonna front. You know what would be the dopest, but most boringest finals? Orlando and fucking OKC. Can you imagine these two teams in the finals?
Nobody would watch because it doesn't have the East Coast teams in there, right?
But I know you'll watch.
I'd watch it because Gilgeous Alexander is playing, baby.
Yo, Greg, yo.
And did you see that Team USA roster that they want to send to the Olympics?
That's not a roster. That's some playground shit. They just picked them dudes out of the park, man.
Like they're going to lose. I'm sorry. They are going to get their asses kicked.
That's not even that. That's oh god. That's just you got old ass LeBron, Durant, Curry playing in his first joint. Like the defense is different. The
FIBA rules are different than the NBA rules.
Yeah.
And the FIBA rules, guess who understands how to play FIBA basketball? Every one of those kids from Canada does, because that's what we play up here is FIBA ball from day one. That's why Shea Gilgeous had such a good time against them at that World Cup last year.
That dude is Jesus, man, that dude is a monster. And that how the hell did that team end up as the number 1 seed in the West? And because I mean, if you look at their roster, the beginning, to start the season, you're like, all right, they might make the play-in. These motherfuckers are the number 1 seed in the West over the Denver Nuggets, the Lakers, the Clippers, the fucking Minnesota Timberwolves, OKC.
Yep.
And and like I said, I wrote the numbers down, but I looked at their roster. They got one player. Well, two players making over $30 million. The only reason they got 2 because they took on Gordon Hayward's contract at the trade deadline.
Yep.
This team is so fucking young. I didn't think they all can go to a bar. Like, this is like Puke University or Kansas. Somebody just put a team, or UConn put a team in the NBA. That's how young and dope they are, though. They rely on one player. It's like Iverson when he took the Sixers to the finals. It's one player and everybody knowing your position, knowing your role. That's what makes a fucking team. That's why Denver won a championship last year. One player, but everybody knows their role. I respect OKC. I don't have to like them, but goddamn, I respect their game.
But can you imagine the lower range for that? OKC versus Orlando? Oh, man.
It'd be like 2 million people.
That would just be so bizarre.
Oh, damn. I don't know. Shit, y'all. I guess that's about the end of the show right there. I like to try to keep it. When I first started, I was like, y'all want to do what? I told you 30 minutes. That shit don't matter, like 30 real minutes. Shit. Yeah, no, that's great. That's what I thought.
30 minutes was up in 2 topics.
Yeah. I was like, because I remember telling Rick, I'm like, Rick, yo, we're going to do like 30 minutes. Rick like, yo, that's cool. That's good. The first show, we was like, oh, shit. Now, this show is in there an hour and a half. I'm like 30 minutes over my time thing. I still got to do my gambling. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo.
Sure.
Oh, and by the way, no. You're responsible for the larger NFL salary cap this year.
I ain't do nothing.
Yes, you did. All that gambling money that you talk about all the time. You are the reason why the NFL salary cap is now $255.
Hey, well then, how we roasting them? They need to write me a thank you letters to me, a plaque, or whenever we win our next ring. I need a fucking Super Bowl ring. Like, thank you, Mark. Yeah. Oh, don't forget Brock too, because Brock a little gambling ass too now.
Yeah, there you go.
But no, or the rest. Look, Greg, man. I want to thank you so much, for hopping on. You didn't come on for 1 segment or 2 segments. Greg was on for like a whole 45 minutes before the show even kicked off, yo.
I got work today early.
So. Yeah, Greg was in the green room. He texted me, he's like, yo, Mark, I'm ready. I saw the Cowboys in the background. I was like, oh, fuck, we in trouble today, yo.
Well, I knew you were going to talk about the Cowboys, so I got to come on and
I was like, shit, Greg about to get my ass, yo. We about to
No, because I knew what you were going to say. I knew it was not going to be good, and I agreed with you.
Yeah, true indeed. That's what I say. You're not one of those delusional fans. You're going to see the point, for what it is. And I mean, like, look, we all know what it is. It's fun. It's sports. We trash talk. That's what, and all three of us are journalists. At the end of the day, Rick, don't worry. I'm gonna get to you. We're gonna get to your Dolphins. And just not today, but when Lord, I'm coming. I'm coming for them. But no, back it out here though.
Who are you guys going to draft in the first round, Rick?
Oh God, I don't even know. I'm gonna say they got to do something on defense. They lost a lot of players on defense.
Yeah.
Okay, because a lot of the mock draft world has them still picking the interior offensive line, but I agree.
Can't be mad at it.
I agree with you. They should be drafting the defensive line.
Oh yeah,
I agree with you on that. And the Cowboys are not going to be picking at 24 either. We're dropping down. We're dropping down. We've got so many damn holes on this roster and not enough draft picks. It's just terrible. It is horrible.
Just like how we roasting, BRG on for a day. Here, fix y'all.
Man, I did a mock draft on this weekend here, Mark. The guy who had the Philadelphia team went down to 31. So from 22 down to 31. He traded down, right? He takes Cedric Gray, the linebacker from North Carolina, which is a perfect pick at 31 of the draft. It's a perfect pick. All these kids in this draft room that's an overreach. How many guys do you guys have rated as first round talent? This is the other thing that I don't get.
It's Eagles fans, everybody.
There's only 17 guys who are first round worthy players. 17.
But I always hated that freaking mentality. That's a reach. If he fits your system and it's the guy you want, that's a perfect spot to pick wherever the fucking guy you want.
Thank you.
Unless you're the Raiders and you take Leatherwood or these other guys. I mean, that team is just drafted so horribly over the years. It's not even funny. But yeah,
yep.
I mean, it's stupid the way that people don't think how football teams are built. They don't.
Yeah.
And again, it all goes back to having. Oh, I got a quarterback. I'm good.
I can't. All right.
Hey, Mark, you remember how? I don't remember if you were in that chat room at the same time as we were, though. But when I defended the Eagles, Super Bowl winners, and I was on them, I said, "Hey, that's the team that plays 60 minutes of football. I like watching the Eagles," and I got a whole lot of crap from Cowboys fans. I don't give a rat's ass. When I see the real thing, I say so. That's it. And even when I said the Chiefs would beat them 38-35, which was the exact score that I predicted right at the end of those games, I said Jalen Hurts could very well be the MVP, right?
Yes, sir.
That's what people don't get. They don't understand how to watch a game anymore and understand them.
I just tell everybody, just root for the Eagles. At the end of the day, sorry, Cowboys fans. It's like, no, I can't dislike the Cowboys. But no. Man, look, y'all. And I didn't even touch on every topic because there's no way in hell. We just ran out a whole lot of time. But, this is the first sports show from the Mass Podcast. As Greg know and Rick know, we do entertainment, lifestyle, and we haven't hit on the other stuff. It's just episode number 3. Once again, Greg, thank you a million times, brother, for coming on and and not even a guest today. You were just like co-host, you was another damn host today and shit. So, that's I do appreciate it, Rick. as always, brother, we go way back, like, babies and pacifiers and shit. So, you know me when I started this whole writing shit, they know what the fuck I was doing. But honestly, I keep moving my damn ass. I'm thirsty. I've been wanting to drink this damn soda for the past hour and a half, but then I got moved the mask and shit. They kind of take away from the whole allure of the mask podcast. Because fucking Greg over here just drinking. I'm like, damn, I'm thirsty as shit now, yo.
I'm over here sweating in this fucking thing.
That crisp lemon iced tea is tasting real good.
Greg over there just drinking up. I'm sitting here looking at my drink like, damn, you looking mighty nice right there. I can't wait to pop this shit up in there and count this motherfucker. But no, real shit though. I do want to thank everybody for coming on. I think next week, finally, Rick and I will finally actually get to touch on the entertainment side that we know, because I can't wait to talk about this damn X-Men night. Woo. I remember Rick asked you, like, Mark, did you watch X-Men? I was like, dude, I tried to watch the first episode, but I fell asleep because I didn't like it. Man, that shit is on some deep, man. They don't give a hell. They kill, look, boy. That's a whole different cartoon right there. I'm saying, like, yo, these for real, son. Like, if you got a favorite cartoon character in the X-Men growing up, I guarantee you he might not make it to the end of season 1. I'm like I said, I don't even want to talk about it right now, but I do want to talk about it at the same time. I'm like, Greg, if you haven't watched it,
I'm not a big X-Men guy. I'm an old guy who watched those 69 Spider-Man cartoons every week faithfully, and that's my guy. It's Spider-Man.
Well, I would tell you this. There's a very good chance that Spider-Man may make an appearance in this damn X-Men cartoon right here. That's one of my big theories, Rick. I think Spider-Man is going to make an appearance in this damn in this cartoon.
We shall see.
Once again, I did
like Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man as well. I got to say that was good.
Oh, that's my cousin. You ain't know Robert Downey Jr. Wilson? Yeah, oh yeah, we like to keep that shit on the ramps though, because we like to tell everybody, I'm black, you white, so we're trying to keep that shit. You know what I'm saying? Come to the cookout and he be trying to hit things with the blaster and blast the, you know what I'm saying? But no. Okay, back to my original thing. No, I want to thank y'all for coming. I know Joe said like, damn, y'all ever gonna hang the fuck up? Like, no, but real. No, thank y'all, for coming on, man. We had a good time. To the viewers of the Man Podcast. Look, we'll see y'all next week. Once again, if Greg want to come back on, Greg, you're more than welcome. I'll hit you up in the room, throughout the week and we'll talk. If you want to come back on, you're more than welcome to come back on, Rick. Just pay me an extra couple of dollars and I'll bring you back on too. But no, I do want to thank y'all, man. We want to thank all the listeners, all the followers. Greg, real quick, tell everybody where they can find you at on social media.
At Greg Cowboys on X and at Team MBS Media with my articles. Yeah.
Hell yeah. And right now we got the draft coming up. So Greg is supplying y'all with great mock drafts that he does every year. So the man knows, and not even that. I'll say it real quick. He's not sitting down and saying, I think y'all should take this. Like Greg actually does his research. So it's not going to be on www.westbubblefuck. I think y'all should take this player.com. Like the man sits down, he does his research on his players, and he does the research on the team. So he tries to find the best fit. He's not sitting here fucking pulling names out of a hat and saying, you know what, I'm sticking to this team.
On Team MBS Media, on Draft Central, Jeff and Bill are going to be on night 1. Jeff and Bill, myself, will be on night 2 and day 3, and we will be discussing the players that are actually picked, unlike the ESPN people who had the Blue Crew guys out on stage. We'll be talking about the actual players. Yeah.
Good deal.
You man know what you're talking about. But on that note, sorry. Rick, please tell the fans where they can find you at.
Any search, social media, just hit up Caveman Rick.
Caveman Rick.
Quick and simple.
Caveman Rick. One day, maybe next week, we'll tell y'all where the hell that name came from, but we're not going to do that right now. That's a whole little inside joke right there. If you're looking for me, as I say every week, please don't look for me. Don't look for me on social media. Just don't look for me at all. That's why I have a mask on. You want to find me? I'll find you. Plain and simple. But other than that, man, to my two hosts tonight, y'all guys have fun. I'll see y'all in the chat rooms.
Thank you. Out.
Peace.